Okay, so this is question 1. It says the following table shows 3 substances, their formula and diagrams that can be used to represent them. So here we've got the name of the substances, here we've got the formula, and here we've got diagrams that correspond to the formula. Okay, so we can see in this formula NO3, so that will mean 1 nitrogen and 3 oxygens. If we have a look at the diagram, we can then work out that the N, the single atom, must be this grey atom in the middle, and that these 3 white circles, because there's 3 of them, must be oxygens. We can do a similar thing here. We've got CH4, so the C is carbon, and the H, of which there are 4, is hydrogen. Okay, so if we look at the diagram, there's only 1 of these in the middle, so that must be carbon. So that's C, and there are 4 of the black circles around the outside, so these must be hydrogen atoms. Now we can see here O2, and if we have a look at the top here, we've got O up here as well. So we've already worked out that the white circles are oxygen atoms. And then finally we've got H2O at the bottom. And we've already seen from a previous question that hydrogens, and there are 2 hydrogens obviously, so that's 2 times H, they're represented by a black circle. Okay, so these here must be hydrogens, there's 2 of them as it says in the formula, and we already know that the white circle is oxygen from either of these 2 questions here. So that's the information that you need to be able to work out from the table. Okay, and it's more logic than it is chemistry really. So once you've got that, you can then fill in this table. So we've already worked out that the black circle is hydrogen. Now it says here, use information in the table to work out the key being used to represent the different elements in the diagrams. It doesn't specify whether it wants names or symbols, but it's probably best to go for names. Okay, so if we put hydrogen here, and then we know that this grey circle is nitrogen. The white circle is oxygen. And the hatched circle is carbon. Okay, now we need this information in order to answer the next part of question 1. So question 1 says, also part B rather, use the key shown in part A to draw a diagram to represent a molecule of carbon dioxide. So from the formula, we know there's going to be 1 carbon and there's going to be 2 oxygens. Now in the case where you've got the formula with 1 type of atom and then 2 of another, usually we would put a 1 in the middle. Now I know there's going to be 3 circles, so I'm going to draw 3 circles touching. Then I will check to see how I need to colour them to make it into carbon dioxide. So if I turn back, we know that the carbon is the cross-hatched element here, and oxygen is the white one. Okay, so the carbon is going to be the middle diagram because the other 2 are bonded to the carbon, and the oxygen is going to be the 2 on the other side which remain white. Okay, and then a molecule of nitrogen monoxide. So from the formula we can see that there's going to be 1 nitrogen and 1 oxygen. So if we draw the 2 circles next to each other and then go and find out how we need to colour them, we already know that the oxygen is going to be a simple white circle like in the previous question. But if we look back, we find that hydrogen is a grey colour. Okay, so rather than being cross-hatched, it's completely grey. It doesn't really matter which one you colour in, but if we stick to the same order as the formula, then we'll colour this one in. Okay, so we need to make clear that we're colouring it in, okay, rather than, we might want to say grey just to be clear, because it looks a bit like it might be a coloured in one, which is hydrogen. Okay, so that's part B. And then part C, it says titanium is used for replacement joints because it has a low density. That means it's lightweight, is strong, okay, and does not corrode. so it doesn't rust inside your body when they put it in as a joint replacement. Titanium is extracted from titanium oxide, which is TiO2, in 3 stages. So far, that's all information. There's no question there. Then it says, after stage 2, the titanium still contains impurities such as sodium chloride. So you don't want sodium chloride in the metal that's in your knee because it might cause the titanium to corrode. Again, just information. The diagram shows sections through the structure of titanium metal and the structure of sodium chloride. Okay, so here we've got titanium and here we've got sodium chloride. So here we've got an arrangement of all titanium particles, and here we've got some sodium ions and some chloride ions. Okay, right, how do the diagrams show that titanium is an element? Okay, so the fact that it's made of only one type of atom tells us it's an element. So it's made from only one type of atom. Okay, so that's why it's an element. And then sodium chloride is a compound. Well, sodium chloride is made from 2 or more, in this case it's only 2, different elements bonded together. We can see that they're arranged very closely together, so we can assume that they're all bonded together. Okay, so we could say 2 elements. If we wanted to be absolutely clear, we could say sodium and chlorine. And when chlorine forms part of a compound, we change its name to chloride. So 2 elements are bonded together. Okay, so that's the definition of a compound. We've got 2 or more elements and they're bonded together. So it's the word 2 and the word bonded that are the key words there. Okay, so that's the end of question 1.